Hello and welcome to another SH Figuarts review. Today we're looking at the viewbone version of Kamen Rider X. This was released just this month, 2024, and I have the original one here from 2013. That's 11 years ago, and to think that I also filmed the review of this, I didn't get it back in 2013, but I didn't get that many years after. Christ, it's been so long since the release of these two things, so let's compare them. Inside, of course, you get the instruction sheet of what parts are included with the set so that you know there's nothing missing. So in terms of accessories, well, the fists already on the figure. We have spray open hands from both of them, relaxed hands here and here. You got the finger pointing hand. We have palm hand. The old one has a straight palm hand, not sure what that's about because the new one doesn't have that. And the old one has a thumbs up and a thumbs down stick holding hand. So I guess the thumbs up one should be for holding the handle and not the bar itself. But the new one, they're both sort of thumbs up, but one's straight and one's slightly forward, so the stick leans forward. So the new one has one less pair of hands. Both of them have standard size stick, medium stick, and a super long stick. Now the new one is slightly shorter than the old one by, I want to say, 1 centimeter, 2-ish, just so that it would fit in the box. Damn it, Bandai. And the old one has this soft rubbery plastic for its bendy tube, whereas the new one just gives you a string, which, depending on how you like to pose your figure and what kind of quality you like, how long you want it to last. Some people might prefer the plastic because that lasts longer, maybe. The old one has two scarves. One is blowing in the air, whereas one is relaxed over the shoulders, whereas the new one has a actual fabric and a wire going inside. And once again, some people might prefer the plastic one just because it would last much longer than fabric and the metal wire. Much like all previous regular Showa Rider releases, the originals are very, very skinny, whereas the new ones are a lot bulkier. The helmet is also bigger. Remember, with this newer type of figure, supposedly they sculpt the suit over a miniature human body that they've sculpted to get it as accurate as possible, like anatomically correct. Like this actually could be worn by someone if it was enlarged back up to regular size, whereas the old ones, they just sort of like sculpted the figure however they wanted. So my old one has little bits of yellow here and there in some spots, but fortunately none of it on like moving joints and stuff, so that's phew. So let's compare it from the top to bottom. From the top of the helmet, bigger helmet, sharper. Metallic shine is about the same, and the red coloring is much sharper detail, whereas the old one, it does move out the way a little bit. New one has the zipper painted and the tramp stamp. Where did they put it? Oh, it's more hidden compared to the old one, where it's very obviously there. The arm painting is it's actually better than the old one. Look at that, it's smudged a little bit. The new one does have shading and weathering effects on the red armor on the front. A little bit down to the belt. Mine has a little bit of a nick on my silver, annoying. But the old one is slightly smaller but still looks decent. I will say one thing, this arm here in the old one is very secure in there. It does take quite a bit to pull it out. Whereas the new one, see, it's not actually, there's no peg for it to go in. I guess they wanted to make it more accurate on the shape and sizes, and they didn't want anything to cover the tycoon inside his belt, but look at that, look inside right there. There's still a gap behind the tycoon. There's an area behind the tycoon. They could have had a flat piece slide up into there. So as of right now, people are really worried about losing this piece. And me too, I can't, it doesn't, like it's just sort of resting in there. It doesn't actually want to go in. If our design and like screen accuracy or not, I would have extended the silver bit just a little bit more so that it would have a little bit more grip on this, whereas what I have to do right now is probably get a bit of blue tack and stick it in there because I am so going to lose that piece if I'm not careful. So that's exactly what I'm going to do after the review. Moving over, my cat's meowing. Moving on to the side, I guess this is slightly painted market. There's a bit of a gold metallic there, and the buttons are more detailed and smaller. Same on the other side. And moving down to the pants, the old one seems to have done quite well with the colors, because I remember when Kamen Rider X came out, it was a bunch of slightly newer releases for SH Figuarts. They were just going through all the Showa riders after they've done a lot of other Heisei riders. So the Showa riders actually looked decent compared to like some of the first SH Figuarts. So his coloring overall, you see it's very close to the new one. It's almost identical. Maybe there's a tint of blue, and the new one has a more tint of yellowish there, but otherwise the old one looks really good. You can see my old one still holds the joints really well. The clutch is still really good. And, you know, I have some Showa SH Figuarts like V3 where I had to replace some parts, whereas this one, he's still holding up very, very well. So if you get the old one now and it's been kept in good condition, it's still a really good figure if you don't want to spend the extra money on the newer real bone version. Here's a nice little detail. The glove also rotates on the arm, and you see there's a slight gap, round gap there, which allows me to move the hand up a little bit further to do his signature pose. If you know, the articulation head goes quite far back, quite far forward, sideways, so that's definitely better than the old one. The head moves so much more. The old one can barely look down. And this scarf piece can move out the way, left and right. Oh, that metal wire is showing. Can it move anymore? Does it go all the way around the neck? Yes, it does, but it didn't want to go. Why does it not want to go? Oh, it's just a bit stiff. Yeah, you can see the wires there. So I'm just going to move that out the way for now. Torso goes a little bit back. This piece is a loose piece, gets out the way, but he can still, he can do a little bit of a sit-up. Just a little bit. And there's not really any cuts-offs on the suit because, I mean, they've got a whole armor piece on the front there. Butterfly joint there. Arm goes up, down. Full rotation here. Double elbow joint. Can I move better? No, that's the best. Hands on a peg in swivel, standard SHF. Leg goes up, down, sideways. There is an extra piece there to hide the joints a little bit, well, as in fill in the gaps. It's a double knee joint, but the top part doesn't really rotate. Still, it's a big bend. Foot goes up, forward, backwards, sideways. There goes that piece, and toe joint. The new figure looks great, poses great, and for me, for taking photos, I think the new wire scarves is the way to go. And if it does get damaged, it's probably not too hard to replace because it is still a piece of fabric. And so yeah, the new one's just, it's really, really good, except the belt problem and that the stick is slightly shorter than the original. If you don't want to spend the extra money, if you can afford the new one, but you still want to have the full Showa riders, the old one is still excellent. It's really, really good. Like this, you know. And if you were to go back and add a little shading yourself and shadowing to the armor, if you were to paint the little golden bits on the belt and the zipper on the back, you're not really missing that much details. It's mostly the sculpt, and the articulation is slightly less on the neck, but that's it. The old one is a skinnier but still a very good version of Kamen Rider X. So whichever version you get, you're gonna be happy. And I understand people overseas with the shipping and the imports, and hey, tariffs are coming for America now, so you better get this figure soon. Hey, but you know, if those prices are concerned, get the old one. It's still excellent. But if you want something that's like really accurate to body shapes and body sizes, and just scream off the shelf, then sure, the new one is gonna do that a bit more. Plus, it's newer, so it's not gonna have yellowing plastic. So definitely do be careful if you're buying this on secondary market. Make sure you look carefully at the pictures. Ask the seller if there's, you know, any damages over time, you know, loose joints or something, which is something that you can fix and repair. But yeah. So, guys, just comment below and take care. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.